speaking of fashion, let's keep rolling on this one. So Zara is not just leading the charge on dopamine dressing. You guys know what dopamine dressing is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're familiar with this trend. So dressing for your feelings and wearing bright colored items to try to bring our spirits up. But Zara is also providing customers with one of the first high-tech apparel shopping experiences to hit the market. According to Euro Weekly, last week Zara opened an 82,000 square foot store in Madrid's Plaza España. Roughly half the store will be warehouse space, and the other half will be showroom floor. The store has self-scanning pay and go services that allows customers to use their mobile devices to scan and pay for goods, either through the Zara app or without the app entirely. It also includes a robotic silo by Cleveron with a capacity of storing up to 1,500 orders, a cardboard recycling center for customers, and also an online return order point, a changing room reservation service, and all of this can be booked through the Zara app. Heyman, let's go to you again first. What are your thoughts on this store? I was surprised. I just kept reading. It was like, and this, and this, and this. What do you think?
I mean, my God, that's a large store. And, I think last time I was on, I think talked a little bit about IKEA.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I admire several of these European retailers that are still family owned. And so they don't have the pressures of answering to kind of short-term shareholder asks. So I think they've been much more innovative in trying new things.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty remarkable because this is a bold move. And I think, Zara has proven to be very thoughtful about being disruptive and thinking about big changes. And I think this is kind of in line with that trend, right? I mean, I think to think about almost this kind of super Zara showing up, and I think they're planning to roll this out in major cities. So in some ways, I think this is kind of the modern version of a flagship store that retailers have always had, except this is now kind of the new version because the role of the stores have changed, right? There is the idea of kind of the dark store, which is you're using your store partly for storage to do delivery from online purchases. Exactly. It's about trial. It's about technology being a part of the trial ecosystem. It's about frictionless checkout, and they've taken all of these best-in-class ideas, and it sounds like they've put it into this one store. And I think that's amazing. And I think it's a big bold move, right? Because to have a flagship, you have to do it in a kind of tier A locations, and those are probably the most expensive. And I think they're rolling it out. They've shared they're going to roll it out into like 5 or 6 other major cities, which are equally expensive. So I think it's a bold move. I think it'll be one of those things that'll play the role of a flagship, which is it is the place you go to experience the brand and to get exposure to the latest things the brand is doing, especially in an environment where I think online adoption for fast fashion continues to grow. So I give them a lot of kudos for trying something new and exciting. Yeah. And I think I would not be surprised if this type of a flagship is very much more common for other brands in the years ahead, because I know several of our clients have toyed with the idea of creating something like this. It's not entirely surprising because if you remember when Neiman Marcus opened their largest store in Hudson Yards in New York, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, a lot of the language that they used around what was going to be in the store was very similar things, with the exception of Zara talking openly about warehousing space, which I think is a very interesting play. And it's really about having a dark store that gets product to consumers faster.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a great call out, Heyman. Like we've heard a lot of retailers talking about rolling these things out or conceptually doing these things, but Zara has pulled this off all in one store with one big bang release. So I think you're right. That's something that we all should be paying close attention to, especially people in the apparel sector. Chad, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a lot of flash, right? Huge store. I'm curious about the merchandising assortment that would actually fill it. But I don't know,
Have
guys.
you, when was the last time you were at a Zara, Chad? I mean, that place is bonkers. I mean, you're just like, how could there be another room? They have added some categories too, like makeup and lingerie and stuff too. So
fair enough. And maybe a store visit to Madrid needs to be in my future here in order to check this out. But I don't know, guys. I mean, like, you got to tell me what I'm missing here. Like, you know what actually got me the most excited about this whole thing, sadly enough? Like the cardboard recycling tenor, you know? I mean, like that's real ESG practicality, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it didn't feel as tech forward as the magnitude of the list of things really were for me, right? Like
wow.
Scheduling changing rooms didn't see all that impactful, like scan and go, got it. Like, does it actually take it to the next level? Like the article indicates, you know, the whole replenishment silo, like glorified shoot system that really only works for large kind of stores. I mean, there's a lot of attempted logistics technology of like, get in, get out, replenishment. But what was missing for me was any technology related to the actual shopping experience, like the dynamic and interaction between customers and the merchandise. Like where's fit technology? Where's digital shelves? Where's AI driven smart dressing rooms, right? Like it felt a lot more like smoke and mirrors to me than anything.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, I think we have to go. This is on Chris and my list. Like when this news came out last Sunday, Chris and I were like, we are going to Madrid. We have to see this because I think like I wanted to like take a moment and have all of us who've spent their Saturdays like trying to buy something from Zara in that line, like hold their lighters up in the air and just be like, all right, guys, the moment has come. This is the store for us. It's not going to do that anymore. I saw this and I was like, they're coming in hard. They're sweeping Amazon style with a lot of this. I mean, I think just deploying scan and go technology alone, letting me get into Zara and buy something, see something that I want and buy it and walk out is like, that solved a major pain point for the Zara customers right then and there with just that thing. I agree with you. You know, the Amazon's also trying this reserve a fitting room, send things to the fitting room. Zara fitting rooms haven't been open. They're impossible to get into. It's another line you have to get into. So if they can, you know, it's clear to me that Zara is really solving pain points for their customers. Now, whether or not it's going to be as simple as, you know, they make it sound, quite another thing, but I think that there's a ton of potential with this. We've got to go check it out because Chad, I think your concerns are valid. We got to see it in person and see what we think about it.
What I hear you saying, Anne, is happiness is a low base. And so if you can solve those issues, then great. Then it looks very future forward. But yeah, right. Let's book a trip to Madrid. I'm in.
All right. I love it.